Nostradamus warns of dark future. In 2025, are you prepared? The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X. What if the warnings of centuries past hold the key to our survival? What if the shadows of 2025 have already been cast, hidden in enigmatic verses that challenge us to decipher their meaning? Nostradamus's prophecies for 2025 speak of a dark future, cataclysmic natural events, global turmoil, and unforeseen technological upheavals. But these aren't just ominous predictions. They are a call to action, a chance to look within and prepare ourselves for the uncertainties ahead. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of tomorrow? Together on The Journey of Wisdom, we will explore these ancient warnings, reflect on their relevance today, and find ways to meet the challenges of the future with courage and clarity. Let's begin. Number 1. Who was Nostradamus? Throughout the ages, humanity has wrestled with the question of whether our lives are governed by fate or free will. While some dismiss destiny as a romantic notion, others believe that the future whispers its secrets through nature, celestial patterns, or the enigmatic words of visionaries. Among these mystics, one name stands out: Michel de Nostredame, better known as Nostradamus. Revered and controversial, Nostradamus continues to fascinate us centuries after his time, especially as we face uncertainties in our rapidly changing world. Born in 1503 in France, Nostradamus was more than just a prophet. He was a physician, an astrologer, and a thinker ahead of his time. During the deadly plagues that ravaged Europe, his medical contributions saved lives. But it is his cryptic quatrains, written in 16th-century French verse, that have ensured his enduring legacy. These riddles, often layered with metaphor and ambiguity, have been linked to monumental historical events: the French Revolution's cries for liberty, the devastation wrought by the bubonic plague, and even the apocalyptic mushroom clouds of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. His words seem to transcend the boundaries of time, leaving us to wonder, how could he foresee events so far removed from his own era? Was Nostradamus merely a poetic genius, or did he channel insights from a realm beyond human comprehension? For centuries, Nostradamus's work has been both revered and ridiculed. Skeptics argue that his predictions are too vague, allowing anyone to retrofit meaning after the fact. Yet, for believers, the chilling accuracy of his quatrains cannot be dismissed. Regardless of where one stands on the spectrum of belief, there's an undeniable allure in Nostradamus's words. They challenge us to reconsider the randomness of existence, forcing us to ask whether life unfolds by chance or follows a hidden design that only a few can glimpse. Now, as 2025 looms on the horizon, the world feels as if it stands at a pivotal juncture. Climate disasters are becoming more frequent and severe, political conflicts are escalating, and technology is evolving at a pace that often outstrips our ability to comprehend its implications. Could Nostradamus have foreseen the turmoil of our modern age? Could his cryptic verses offer us warnings or even guidance about the path we are hurtling down? These are not idle questions, but ones rooted in the pressing challenges we face today, from environmental collapse to the ethical dilemmas posed by artificial intelligence. In this exploration, we'll unravel 9 of Nostradamus's most striking predictions for 2025. These aren't just random musings, but vivid and often unsettling glimpses into a potential future marked by natural calamities, political upheavals, and technological breakthroughs that may redefine humanity. Yet, as we delve into these prophecies, it's essential to remember that their true power lies not in their accuracy, but in their ability to make us reflect. They invite us to look at the chaos around us and consider what actions we might take to shape a better future. As we embark on this journey, let's remember the importance of community and shared inquiry. By exploring these mysteries together, we spark conversations that push us beyond the ordinary. Whether you view Nostradamus as a harbinger of doom or a storyteller of possibility, his words compel us to confront the uncertainties of life with curiosity and courage. So, as we unravel the riddles of his prophecies, let's also look inward. What role do we play in shaping the road ahead? Can we learn from these warnings to create a future defined not by fear, but by hope and action? The answers may be elusive, but the questions are ones we cannot afford to ignore. Let's step into this journey together, ready to face the enigmas of destiny and emerge with a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world we inhabit. Number 2. 9 of Nostradamus's most chilling predictions for 2025. 1. Volcanic catastrophe, Pacific Ring of Fire. The Pacific Ring of Fire, often referred to as Earth's fiery belt, houses 75% of the planet's active and dormant volcanoes, and Nostradamus's haunting words warn of a potential catastrophe in 2025. His quatrain vividly portrays a world gripped by volcanic fury. The earth will shake around the new city, 2 great rocks will fire for a long time, the sky will catch fire over the ocean, the city will be drenched in ashes and flames. These chilling lines conjure images of molten lava cascading down mountains, skies darkened by ash plumes, and cities engulfed in chaos. Such events, while apocalyptic in tone, remind us of historical disasters like the eruptions of Mount Tambora and Krakatoa, which triggered global cooling, famine, and immense human suffering. Today, scientists warn that supervolcanoes like Yellowstone in the United States, Campi Flegrei in Italy, or Mount Taal in the Philippines may hold the potential to unleash similar devastation. The imagery of the sky will catch fire is not mere poetry. It paints a stark reality of pyroclastic flows, ash storms, and an atmosphere choked by sulfur. Should such an eruption occur, the Earth could experience what scientists call a volcanic winter. Sunlight blocked by ash particles could plunge the world into an extended period of darkness, with temperatures plummeting and ecosystems collapsing. Agriculture, the backbone of human survival, would falter, leading to widespread food shortages and triggering global migration as people flee uninhabitable areas. Modern life, so reliant on stability, would face a reckoning as economies buckle under the strain of environmental upheaval. Entire nations could descend into conflict over dwindling resources. As the Buddha once said, "Everything changes, nothing remains without change," reminding us that nature's power is a force beyond human control, and we must adapt or face the consequences. The possibility of waking up to a world blanketed in ash, where the sun is obscured and life as we know it hangs in precarious balance, is not an exaggeration, but a sobering potential reality. While modern technology offers tools to monitor and predict volcanic activity, no amount of preparation can completely shield humanity from the full impact of such an event. What Nostradamus may truly be warning us about is our fragile relationship with the Earth. Are we taking the necessary steps to mitigate environmental risks? Are we prepared to respond to nature's fury with wisdom and resilience? These questions demand our attention, as the consequences of neglect could reshape the world for generations. In our modern, interconnected world, this warning serves as a call to action. Governments, scientists, and citizens must work together to strengthen disaster response systems, invest in sustainable agriculture, and foster international cooperation to face these global threats. On a personal level, let us reflect on how we live today. Do we respect the planet that sustains us? Do we act with mindfulness, as the Dalai Lama reminds us? We have a responsibility to look after our planet. It is our only home. The urgency to protect and prepare must start now, not only to heed the warnings of Nostradamus, but to honor the delicate balance of life on Earth. Through these reflections, we find a path forward, not one of fear, but of hope and action. The lessons of the past and the foresight of ancient warnings urge us to adapt, unite, and live in harmony with nature. Let us heed this message, for in our collective hands lies the power to face the unknown with courage and compassion. Two, political upheaval. Nostradamus's predictions about political upheaval have always intrigued and unsettled, and one of his quatrains strikes a particularly ominous tone. The great empire will be replaced by another, a small place of lethal area. They will come to expose the false exploits of the ambitious man from the West. These words hint at shifting alliances, betrayal, and the emergence of new power dynamics, raising a provocative question. Are we heading toward a time when trust among nations dissolves and the balance of power is upended? In 2025, could this prophecy unfold as a breakdown in international partnerships that have long underpinned global stability? Or perhaps the warning also extends to the fracturing of political unity within nations themselves. Throughout history, alliances have proven fragile. Trust between nations can unravel under the strain of ambition, distrust, or ideological divergence. In today's hyper-connected world, where economies and defense systems are deeply intertwined, even a small disruption can ripple into widespread instability. Nostradamus's foresight could be hinting at the possibility of nations withdrawing from long-standing agreements or even turning on former allies. On the domestic stage, the echoes of this prediction are just as concerning. Countries like the Philippines, for example, have often witnessed dramatic shifts in political alliances. Parties and leaders who once stood shoulder to shoulder find themselves on opposite sides, with these fractures creating chaos in governance and eroding public confidence. What does such instability teach us about the importance of shared vision and unity in leadership? Looking at the global arena, the suggestion of a great empire replaced by another feels eerily relevant. Is the world witnessing the decline of established powers like the United States, potentially ceding influence to rising nations such as China or India? Or could it point to a more subtle yet equally transformative reshuffling of economic and political dominance among emerging players? When we consider the fragility of peace in an age of heightened competition for resources, technology, and influence, such changes could escalate into conflict if not carefully managed. Nostradamus's words may well serve as a warning to leaders to exercise humility and foresight. Let's take a moment to reflect on what history teaches us. In the 20th century, alliances like those between the Allied forces during World War II were critical to overcoming shared threats. Yet, post-war rivalries between those same nations sparked the Cold War, creating decades of tension. Similarly, today's international coalitions face stresses that could lead to breakdowns: economic competition, cyber warfare, or even ideological clashes. Nostradamus's prophecy of betrayal among allies is not just a prediction. It's a reminder that the seeds of discord often grow from the unchecked ambition and self-interest of a few. How can nations safeguard the fragile bonds of trust in an age where division often seems easier than unity? On a personal level, these lessons extend to us as individuals. Betrayal and shifting alliances are not exclusive to politics. How often do we find relationships tested by ambition, jealousy, or miscommunication? Whether among friends, family, or colleagues, these dynamics can lead to fractured bonds if we fail to nurture trust and mutual respect. Nostradamus's vision reminds us that the consequences of betrayal, whether in a global arena or a personal one, are often irreversible. What steps can we take in our daily lives to build bridges instead of burning them? Can we learn to approach disagreements with empathy and a willingness to listen? As we move toward 2025, Nostradamus's warnings serve as both a cautionary tale and a challenge. Politically, it calls on nations to carefully navigate alliances and avoid the pitfalls of arrogance or greed. On a broader scale, it reminds all of us of the value of unity, trust, and thoughtful leadership. If history and prophecy have taught us anything, it's that every decision, whether made in the halls of power or in the quiet moments of our lives, has consequences. The lesson here is clear. The path to a stable future lies not in ambition and self-interest, but in collaboration, humility, and a steadfast commitment to peace. What role will you play in fostering trust and unity in your own world? After all, the ripple effects of our actions today could shape the future for generations to come. Three, technological advancements and AI. The rapid evolution of technology, particularly in artificial intelligence, AI, seems to echo the cryptic predictions of Nostradamus, whose enigmatic quatrains often leave us with more questions than answers. One such quatrain: "The moon in full of night over the high mountain, the new sage with a lone brain sees it. By his disciples invited to be immortal, eyes to the south, hands in bosom, bodies in fire," can be viewed as a chilling reflection of our present and future relationship with AI. The lone brain might symbolize the rise of AI, an artificial intellect that can process and reason in ways far beyond the scope of human capacity. As we edge closer to 2025, AI is poised to become an even more integral part of our daily lives, transforming fields like healthcare, education, and even the way we wage war. But here's the pressing question: at what cost? Imagine this: AI already outperforms humans in areas such as medical diagnostics, financial predictions, and even creative pursuits like writing and art. While these advancements offer extraordinary convenience and innovation, they also introduce profound ethical dilemmas and risks. If AI assumes roles traditionally held by humans, what happens to the people displaced by these machines? Will we, as societies, be able to adapt to this seismic shift, or will we find ourselves grappling with rising unemployment and growing inequality? As Buddhist philosophy teaches, the root of suffering is attachment. Are we so attached to the promise of progress that we ignore its potential to harm? The phrase "invited to be immortal" in Nostradamus's quatrain might symbolize AI's infinite operational lifespan, free from the limitations of human mortality. Yet, immortality doesn't necessarily equate to wisdom. What happens when AI prioritizes efficiency and data-driven logic over the subtleties of human compassion and well-being? Could this unbridled power lead us into chaos? Consider this: unregulated AI could perpetuate biases embedded in its algorithms, create cybersecurity vulnerabilities, or even give rise to autonomous weapons capable of catastrophic misuse. Reflecting on this, are we like Nostradamus's disciples, blindly following a force we don't fully understand, hoping for miracles but unprepared for disasters? These concerns aren't just philosophical, they're tangible challenges we face today. For instance, ethical AI development is a pressing topic among technologists and policymakers alike. How do we ensure that the tools we create serve humanity rather than dominate or endanger it? Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Because of your smile, you make life more beautiful." Can we create AI that not only solves problems, but also enhances the human experience, fostering kindness and joy rather than fear and division? Nostradamus's foresight about the shifting balance of global power also strikes a chord in today's geopolitical climate. The West will weaken as the East grows strong, and great power will move to where the sun rises. A new order will rise, forged in the forge of the dragon. As the East, particularly nations like China and India, emerges as a leader in technological innovation and economic growth, the global power dynamic appears to be shifting. Could this signify a new era of collaboration, or will it deepen global tensions? How can we, as individuals and societies, navigate this changing landscape with mindfulness and wisdom? This raises a crucial question for all of us. How do we prepare for this uncertain future? Nostradamus's warnings are not just predictions, but an invitation to reflect deeply on our actions today. Are we taking steps to ensure that technological advancements align with our values and benefit all of humanity? Or are we rushing ahead without understanding the long-term consequences? As we ponder these questions, it's worth remembering the Buddha's advice. Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. By grounding ourselves in awareness and acting with intention, we can shape the future rather than be shaped by it. So I ask you, what role will you play in this unfolding story? Will you be a passive observer or an active participant in shaping a future where technology uplifts humanity rather than diminishes it? The choice, as always, is yours. If you've watched this far, you're already taking a step toward understanding the profound warnings about 2025 and preparing for what may come. Comment below with "Prepared Future" to show your commitment to facing the challenges ahead with wisdom and readiness. Don't go anywhere. There's still a wealth of insights waiting to help you navigate these uncertain times. Stay until the end to uncover the key to staying ahead and thriving in a dark future. Four, Rise of Eastern Powers. The rise of Eastern powers, particularly the emergence of China as a dominant force, is reshaping the global landscape in ways that demand both attention and reflection. China, often symbolized as the dragon, stands at the forefront of economic and technological advancements, wielding its influence through initiatives like the Belt and Road Project. By 2025, this initiative may further secure its dominance as China's strides in AI, 5G technology, and space exploration challenge the supremacy of Western nations. However, this phenomenon is not merely a tale of economic ascension, it is a harbinger of broader cultural and political transformations. As the East solidifies its position, the West struggles with internal divisions, economic stagnation, and social fragmentation, paving the way for nations like China and India to redefine global leadership. This transition, however, is unlikely to unfold without turbulence. History teaches us that significant shifts in power are often accompanied by resistance. A declining West may push back against its perceived loss of influence, sparking conflicts over trade, technology, or territorial disputes. Nostradamus's warning of a new world order echoes these potential struggles, suggesting that the future may be marked by confrontation rather than cooperation. Yet, amid the uncertainty lies a choice, a fork in the road. where humanity must decide whether to lean toward unity or division. The question is not just whether this power shift will bring conflict or collaboration, but also how we, as individuals and communities, prepare ourselves for the world it creates. In navigating this transformation, it is essential to remember the wisdom of interconnectedness, a principle that resonates across cultures and philosophies. The Buddhist teaching that hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love, this is the eternal rule, offers guidance for fostering harmony in a rapidly changing world. It calls for reflection on how nations and individuals can transcend self-interest to build bridges of mutual understanding. The clash of ideologies and priorities between East and West is a reminder of the impermanence of dominance and the need for humility and power. For men navigating the complexities of modern life, the shifting global order serves as a metaphor for personal growth. Just as nations must adapt to change, so must we adapt to the challenges and opportunities of our era. Whether in relationships, careers, or personal ambitions, resilience and open-mindedness are key. Nostradamus' vision, interpreted through a modern lens, invites us to confront our own resistance to change. Are we prepared to evolve in the face of uncertainty, or will we cling to outdated ways of thinking and acting? The future, as always, belongs to those who can balance strength with compassion, strategy with empathy, and ambition with ethical responsibility. In conclusion, Nostradamus' prophecy about the rise of Eastern powers and the potential for a dark future in 2025 is not merely a forewarning of conflict, it is a call to action. It challenges us to think critically about the balance of power, the fragility of global relationships, and the role of individuals in shaping a better world. As we ponder the dragon's rise and the West's response, let us remember that collaboration is not just an ideal, but a necessity for survival in an interconnected world. Let this wisdom guide our actions, reminding us that while the winds of change may be fierce, the direction they take depends on the sails we set. Five, environmental catastrophes. Nostradamus, the mysterious seer whose cryptic verses have echoed through the centuries, once spoke of a future where nature's wrath would test humanity to its very core. The dry earth will crack, the rivers will run dry, famine will spread as the harvests fail, insects will plague the fields, and the cries of the hungry will echo across the land. This prophecy resonates with a haunting clarity in today's world, where climate change is no longer a distant concern, but a pressing reality. Rising global temperatures, unpredictable weather patterns, and shrinking natural resources are already beginning to unravel the delicate balance upon which life depends. As we look toward 2025, these challenges could escalate into a full-blown crisis, leaving humanity grappling with a stark choice: adapt or perish. The cracks in the earth Nostradamus described are symbolic of the droughts that have begun to parch entire regions. Already, vast swathes of agricultural land are struggling to sustain life due to dwindling water supplies. Rivers once vital to irrigation and drinking water are shrinking or disappearing altogether, pushing communities to the brink. The toll on agriculture could be catastrophic, leading to widespread food shortages. As crops fail, prices will soar, leaving families unable to afford even basic necessities. In this scenario, desperation breeds instability, and economies reliant on agriculture may crumble under the weight of famine. The reference to insects in Nostradamus' vision serves as a metaphor for nature's unintended backlash. Locust swarms like those ravaging parts of Africa and Asia today could spread further, devouring crops faster than they can be grown. These outbreaks are exacerbated by rising temperatures and altered rainfall patterns, conditions perfect for such infestations to thrive. For vulnerable nations with limited resources, the fight against such scourges may feel insurmountable, plunging millions into starvation. Yet the effects won't remain confined to one corner of the globe. Hunger knows no borders. When food becomes scarce in one region, ripple effects are felt worldwide, threatening global stability. Beyond the physical toll, famine ushers in a cascade of social and political turmoil. In the face of scarcity, migration will likely rise as people seek refuge in areas where survival seems possible. Yet mass movements of people often trigger new conflicts over resources and strain humanitarian efforts already stretched thin. Nostradamus's ominous warnings underscore the interconnected nature of our survival. The well-being of the individual is inseparable from the health of the environment and society at large. As the Buddha once said, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, so the wise are not moved by blame or praise. In this context, humanity must act with wisdom and determination, unmoved by apathy or short-term gain, to address these growing challenges. Modern life, for all its advancements, has often lulled us into a false sense of security. We have grown accustomed to abundance without fully grasping the fragility of the systems that sustain it. The potential for environmental collapse is a clarion call to rethink how we interact with the planet. Simple, actionable steps, such as reducing waste, embracing sustainable practices, and supporting policies that protect the environment, can make a profound difference. In the words of the Dalai Lama, it is our collective and individual responsibility to preserve and tend to the world in which we all live. By taking responsibility for our actions today, we can mitigate the worst impacts of tomorrow's challenges and pave the way for a more resilient and compassionate world. In the end, Nostradamus's prophecy is not a death sentence, but a wake-up call. It invites us to confront the harsh truths of our time and to work together with wisdom and courage. The future, dark or bright, will depend on our willingness to acknowledge the interconnectedness of all life and to act with compassion for both people and planet. By aligning our actions with these principles, we can prepare not just for survival, but for a future where humanity thrives in harmony with the world around us. Six, the threat of World War III. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on a chilling possibility that Nostradamus foresaw centuries ago: a future marred by conflict, a world teetering on the edge of destruction. Nostradamus's cryptic yet powerful words in one of his quatrains continue to stir unease. Two brothers torn apart by chaos, the fortress falls, the great leader will succumb, the third big war will begin when the big city is burning. What did he mean? Could these words be a warning about our modern era? The two brothers torn apart might represent nations or alliances that were once unified but now stand divided, poised against each other. Look around. Does this imagery sound eerily familiar in today's geopolitical landscape? The growing tensions between major powers, such as the United States and China, or the enduring rivalries of North and South Korea, mirror the seeds of discord Nostradamus may have envisioned. Could these conflicts spiral into something much bigger, threatening the fragile peace of our world? Consider the situation between China and Taiwan. China's ambitions to bring Taiwan under its fold have led to escalating tensions, drawing in the United States and its allies. What if a military clash in this region became the spark that ignites a global conflagration? Similarly, the war between Ukraine and Russia has already drawn multiple nations into its sphere of influence, creating a dangerous tinderbox of alliances and animosities. Could Nostradamus's fortress falls symbolize the collapse of a major power, a military stronghold, or even a nation's infrastructure under the weight of cyber warfare or relentless attacks? And then there's the haunting phrase, the big city burning. Could this refer to urban warfare, large-scale bombings, or even worse, the use of nuclear weapons? Imagine the horrors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, amplified by the terrifying advancements in military technology. Could Nostradamus's words be reminding us of humanity's capability for immense destruction and the devastating cost it carries? What happens if humanity fails to learn from its past and allows history to repeat itself? By watching this far, you're proving your curiosity and courage to explore Nostradamus's warnings for 2025. Type "Ready for 2025" in the comments to show your commitment to being informed and proactive. The most important revelations are yet to come. Stay with us until the end to prepare for the challenges and opportunities ahead. 7. Impending energy crisis. Energy is the heartbeat of modern civilization, and Nostradamus's prophecy about an impending energy crisis in 2025 serves as a haunting reminder of humanity's vulnerability. He wrote, "The lights will dim as the resources fade. The machines will falter, the world will cry, the old ways will be sought, but the answers lie in the Earth's core." These cryptic words seem to warn of a potential collapse in global energy systems, a scenario that resonates all too well with our growing concerns over dwindling fossil fuel reserves, geopolitical instability, and natural disasters. By 2025, the demand for energy might surpass the capacity of supply, unleashing a cascade of consequences. Blackouts plunging cities into darkness, transportation systems coming to a halt, and industries grinding to a standstill, leaving societies grappling with the fragility of modern life. This ominous future underscores the risks of overdependence on non-renewable energy. Consider the chilling ripple effects. Food spoiling without refrigeration, hospitals struggling without power for life-saving equipment, and a breakdown of global communications. These aren't mere hypotheticals. Recent energy crises in Europe and Asia, driven by political tensions and natural disasters, have given us a sobering glimpse of how precarious our situation already is. Nostradamus's reference to the Earth's core might hint at solutions like geothermal energy or nuclear fusion, technologies that hold great promise but require significant investment and global cooperation to implement effectively. Yet, as we scramble to develop such alternatives, we must confront the stark reality. Time may not be on our side. Furthermore, the prophecy could also be interpreted as a warning about our over-reliance on technology. The interconnectedness of modern energy grids is both a strength and a vulnerability. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure have become a growing threat. A well-coordinated attack could devastate entire regions, plunging millions into chaos overnight. The energy crisis Nostradamus predicted might not just be about fuel shortages. It could be a wake-up call, urging us to fortify our systems against the weaknesses we've created through convenience and complacency. In today's world, we must heed this warning by prioritizing sustainability and resilience. As the Buddha said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." If we envision a future built on cooperation, innovation, and respect for the planet's resources, we can shift the course of our trajectory. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, fostering international collaboration, and educating ourselves on the fragility of our systems are vital steps. A proactive mindset will prevent us from being caught off guard and may well define whether Nostradamus's grim prophecy becomes reality or merely a cautionary tale. In a time of crisis, the question isn't whether we are prepared for the lights to dim, but whether we are ready to light a new way forward. Change is inevitable, but how we respond to it determines the legacy we leave behind. By embracing sustainability and innovation today, we honor not only the wisdom of the past, but the hope of a brighter future for generations to come. Eight, space-related events. Space, the final frontier, has long fascinated humanity as a realm of both boundless opportunity and profound uncertainty. Nostradamus, the enigmatic seer, offers a cryptic yet poignant warning. The astronomers will gaze beyond the stars. A new world may be found. But beware the messenger of fire, for it shall come from the heavens. This messenger of fire may symbolize an asteroid, a celestial visitor that could potentially wreak havoc upon our fragile planet. While such an event is statistically rare, even a relatively small asteroid could unleash devastation, obliterating populated areas or triggering cataclysmic tsunamis. This prophecy serves as a sobering reminder of the delicate balance between human ambition and the unforgiving forces of nature. As we approach 2025, advancements in space exploration promise groundbreaking discoveries. Organizations like NASA and SpaceX are making strides toward colonizing the Moon and Mars, envisioning humanity's expansion beyond Earth. This pioneering spirit reflects the same drive that once led explorers to chart uncharted waters and climb the highest peaks. Yet, as we fix our gaze on distant worlds, Nostradamus's warning gently nudges us to remember the perils that may lie hidden in the cosmos. Beyond the asteroid threat, space debris, solar storms, and geopolitical conflicts over extraterrestrial resources add layers of complexity to our interstellar ambitions. These risks remind us that while we seek to conquer new frontiers, we must also mitigate the dangers that accompany such monumental undertakings. Interestingly, Nostradamus's cautionary words may also reflect a deeper critique of humanity's priorities. Our ceaseless quest to explore the stars often mirrors our insatiable desire for progress, sometimes at the expense of the very planet that sustains us. As we pour resources into space exploration, what of the urgent issues here on Earth? Climate change, environmental degradation, and social inequality. Could this prophecy be an allegory for our collective hubris, urging us to balance ambition with responsibility? As the Buddha wisely observed, your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. In seeking to explore the universe, we must not neglect the world we inhabit, for it is the foundation upon which all future endeavors rest. The call for balance is timeless, yet it is more relevant than ever in our modern age. As we look to the heavens, let us remember that true progress lies not just in the distance we can travel, but in the wisdom we cultivate along the way. While space exploration holds the potential to unite humanity in awe and wonder, it must also inspire us to safeguard the planet we call home. Addressing Earth's challenges with the same fervor we dedicate to conquering space will ensure that our reach does not exceed our grasp. As the proverb reminds us, before you build a tower, consider the cost. Similarly, before we reach for the stars, we must fortify our footing on Earth. In this balance of ambition and mindfulness lies the true path forward, ensuring a legacy not just of discovery, but of enduring harmony. Nine, genetic engineering. Nostradamus' prediction for 2025 sheds light on a topic both fascinating and deeply thought-provoking: genetic engineering. His quatrain reads, "From the human flock, 9 will be set apart, separated from judgment and cancelled. Their fate will be determined by their actions. They will be regarded as divine in understanding." This poetic insight hints at a future where breakthroughs in genetic modification may redefine humanity. Imagine a world where diseases could be cured at their root, physical abilities enhanced to superhuman levels, or lifespans extended far beyond what we know today. While these advancements hold immense promise, they also come with profound ethical dilemmas. The 9 set apart could symbolize the first generation of bioengineered individuals, a group that represents both the awe of human innovation and the dangers of crossing natural boundaries. In the realm of science, the ability to alter DNA could indeed revolutionize medicine, agriculture, and even our understanding of life itself. For instance, imagine crops genetically modified to thrive in harsh climates, potentially eradicating hunger in vulnerable regions. But, as with many revolutionary changes, there is a shadow side. Such interventions could harm biodiversity, disrupt ecosystems, or even lead to monopolies over food production, where powerful corporations control the seeds of life itself. Similarly, altering human DNA to eliminate hereditary diseases or enhance intelligence and physical attributes raises unsettling questions. What happens if these enhancements become available only to the wealthy? Would we create a society split into the genetically enhanced and the unmodified, a new form of inequality with biological underpinnings? Nostradamus' warning can be seen as a call for humility and ethical reflection. With great power comes great responsibility, and nowhere is this truer than in the realm of genetic engineering. As science advances, it is vital that humanity balances its pursuit of progress with respect for the natural world and the interconnectedness of all life. The Buddha once said, "Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship." This timeless wisdom reminds us that while striving to cure diseases and enhance life is admirable, true well-being cannot be reduced to genetic perfection or technological dominance. Instead, it lies in cultivating inner peace, ethical conduct, and a sense of interconnected compassion. Moreover, as we stand on the brink of such transformative possibilities, we must remember that unintended consequences often accompany monumental change. The hubris of playing God could lead to irreversible mistakes, from ecological collapses to societal fractures. History has shown us that rapid advancements without careful thought often lead to regret. As we explore the potentials of genetic engineering, it is crucial to foster global conversations about regulation, fairness, and long-term impact. By engaging diverse voices and perspectives, humanity can ensure that these technologies serve the greater good rather than individual greed or ambition. In modern life, these reflections have practical implications. As individuals, we must advocate for ethical guidelines, support research that prioritizes human and environmental well-being, and resist the temptation to view science as a solution to all our problems. While science can heal and innovate, it is our collective wisdom, compassion, and moral integrity that will shape the future. Nostradamus' words remind us that progress must always be accompanied by mindfulness and ethical discernment, for only then can we truly honor the delicate balance of life on this planet. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, "The greatness of humanity is not in being human, but in being humane." As we wrap up this exploration of Nostradamus' chilling predictions for 2025, it's clear that his words are more than just warnings. They're invitations for reflection and action. From environmental challenges to technological advancements and shifts in global power, these prophecies urge us to prepare, adapt, and navigate the uncertain future with wisdom and courage. If you've made it this far, thank you for joining us on the journey of wisdom. Let's continue to unravel the mysteries of the past and the lessons they hold for today. Don't forget to like this video, share it with others who seek knowledge, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to turn on notifications so you'll never miss our upcoming insights and explorations. Together, let's face the future with clarity and purpose. See you in the next video. Stay curious and stay wise.